Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. We started a series of lecture on gastrointestinal gram-negative rods, okay? And till now we discussed about the first bacterium called as the Salmonella. We've seen there, and you can see the entire overall aspect related to the microbiology. Then we also discussed about the another bacteria which is a part of our normal flora called as the, very good, it's the Escherichia coli, and we also seen different strains of Escherichia coli. Now in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about one of the, we can say the famous bacteria as well as one of the deadly bacteria. And the name of bacteria is, very good, it's called H. pylori, and the full name is Helicobacter pylori. Got the points? No problem. So these are today's lecture outline. Under these headings, we will discuss about the H. pylori, okay? And hope you all are fine. Well, I'm also fine, okay? So see, first we will deal with the H. pylori introduction, okay? And then we will see their morphology, okay, their appearance. Then we will see the transmission, how the H. pylori is transmitted from one person to the another person. Then we will discuss the pathogenesis of H. pylori, and then about their lab detection, their treatment, okay. And the one thing which we have to discuss, that's called the medical oncology. Remember, these bacteria, H. pylori is basically associated, okay? H. pylori is associated with causing a cancer in humans. That's why I said, no, it's a famous, notable, as well as the deadly bacteria. And which category of this bacteria? They all are the gram-negative rods, okay? Now, so make the heading H. pylori, okay? Make the heading Helicobacter pylori. In short, it is called as H. pylori. Now, so about their introduction, about their introduction. This is a gram-negative bacteria first of all. This is the gram-negative bacteria. Now, gram-negative bacteria is the gram-negative bacteria. And this bacteria, they mainly causes the diseases, okay, only to the, very good. It's caused disease only to the gastrointestinal tract. It causes the disease in the gastrointestinal tract. Let me tell you one bit a story about the H. pylori. Initially what happened, in ancient times, people developed ulcer, okay, mainly in the stomach region. And the stomach region ulcer is referred as the, very good, it's called as the peptic ulcer. So the peptic ulcer development is initially thought to be happen or caused because of eating the spicy food, or you can say the contaminated water consumption. Okay, and also like it's something related with the inherited pattern. Okay, and there is a there's a mass, you can say death associated with the H. pylori in the previous time. Okay, in the previous, or you can say the ancient time. So doctors were like, they don't have the exact, you can say, description about this H. pylori. Fine. So there are two scientists, or two, you can say, microbiologists, who thought that no, this bacteria, this disease, a peptic ulcer, cannot happen just because of, you can say, eating a contaminated food, or you can say by the inherited pattern. It must have some, you can say, pathogens. It must happen just because of some of the pathogen. So they were looking, they were saying, okay, how I can, you can say, prove this, my hypothesis. So what he does, he taken a biopsy. Biopsy means taking a tissue, and seeing on the microscope. Okay, this is called as the biopsy, histopathological studies of tissue. So he taken from diseased person, he taken some of the, you can say, tissue from the gastrointestinal mucosa, and he studied on the microscope. And he studied, he gonna surprised. Okay, he surprised that, and there are some viable bacteria or motile bacteria are residing there, and they are, you can say, causing this peptic ulcer. They are causing the peptic ulcer. But now he noticed that there are certain bacteria, but he didn't have, you can say, approved. Like he's not totally assured, or you can say sure that okay, this is caused by the H.pylori. This is the duodenal ulcer, or you can say intestinal ulcer, or peptic ulcer, or gastritis. This is exactly caused by the this H.pylori bacterium. So what he does, he taken some of the, you can say, fluid from the infected person intestine, infected person's stomach, and he drank. And he drank, he suffered from the H.pylori bacterium. Okay, H.pylori bacterium, and then he thought, okay, it is a bacteria that I have to, I have to take the medication like antibiotics. So he taken antibiotics, and he become recovered from the H.pylori bacteria, and then he got a Nobel Prize for this discovery. How crazy, how crazy microbiologists are. See, so the history, this bacterial history is interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, fine. Now, the another thing is, one thing we noticed, this bacteria is a motile bacteria. The motility is present. The another thing about this Helicobacter pylori is that the only carrier of this, you can say, bacteria is humans. Got the point? This bacteria is not found in any other organism, in any other creatures. It is only limited to the human. So it is a human-specific pathogen. Got it? It is a human-specific pathogen. It is a human-specific pathogen. Fine, no problem. Now there are numerous, you can say, species of Helicobacter. Okay, there are numerous species of Helicobacter. Some are related with causing the, you can say, inflammation of rectum in HIV patient. Okay, causing an inflammation of the, you can say, rectum lining in the HIV patient, and the term inflammation of the lining of rectum is called as the procolitis. Okay, it is called as the procolitis. Procolitis means, yeah, it's the inflammation of, yeah, rectum lining, and this is not caused by the H.pylori. Remember, these genes, Helicobacter, okay, it have the numerous species. And one of the species which causes the procolitis in the HIV patients. You want name of this H.pylori species? Yeah, it's called as the H.pylori helimanil. H.pylori helimanil. Fine. So this is another category of Helicobacter. okay, and it causes the proctitis in the HIV patient. Fine, but for our lecture we have to only concentrate on understanding the Helicobacter pylori. So about the Helicobacter pylori, you should remember it's a gram negative, okay, gram negative. Fine, it's a motile, and it causes the gastrointestinal tract diseases. Now you may thinking, what diseases? There are classes of the gastrointestinal tract, isn't it? So what are the examples? Fine, so I give you the example, don't worry. The example is, one is called a peptic ulcer. It is known for us, peptic ulcer. Another thing is called as gastritis, inflammation of, gastritis, inflammation of gastric mucosa. Understood? It also causes, the duodenal ulcer. Duodenal ulcer. Fine. And my friends, this is not limited to causing these diseases. When it become advanced, okay, this disease become advanced, it causes the cancer. It causes the cancer. Gastric lymphoma. Gastric lymphoma. Fine. And the more bad thing about this H. pylori infection is that most of the, you can say, patient, they won't have any sign and symptoms. They won't exhibit, manifested any sign and symptoms. They live with this H. pylori bacteria and they die. They will die with this H. pylori bacteria. Okay, but in some of the patients there is a clear-cut sign and symptoms, and the sign and symptom is what? It's the abdominal pain. Okay, abdominal pain after eating the meal. Okay, 1 hour later there is a pain. Okay, and apart from that, sometimes there is the blood in the stool. Okay, blood in the stool. And these are some of the signs and symptoms of Helicobacter pylori. Okay, generally we thought, fine, we are eating the foods and we have one powerful enzyme, okay, which can, you can say, destroy all the microorganisms which is present in the contaminated food or in contaminated drinking, and that's called the hydrochloric acid, isn't it? It's called the HCl. Now, but here, my friends, also there is one problem, and the problem is this bacteria, they are so dangerous that they won't respond towards this HCl. Okay, HCl will not do anything for this bacteria. Why? Because Helicobacter have many, you can say, the pathogenic morphology, but one of their pathogenic morphology is that they have this one gene, and that gene code for one protein, okay, which result into the synthesis of one enzyme called as the urease. So urease is the one enzyme, it's a urease. This urease will what do? It neutralizes the hydrochloric acid. Okay, it neutralizes the hydrochloric acid, and this Helicobacter pylori, it will not destroy. Okay, it will not destroy. And another thing is that initially this Helicobacter pylori, they are, you can say, if we talk about their management, then this Helicobacter pylori is managed, you can say, in a very good way by the action of certain antibiotics, like the called as the clarithromycin. Okay, clarithromycin. But what happened? This bacteria, they develop sometimes the resistance of the clarithromycin antibiotic, and they will not respond to these antibiotics. Fine. So about there, if we talked about their treatment, the two treatment is, you can say, generally right now it's you can say applied is, one is application of amoxicillin, antibiotic, as well as the tetracycline. It means that the person who is not whose, you can say, sign and symptom is not managed properly by the, you can say, clarithromycin, then we have to go with the another antibiotics called as the amoxicillin and tetracycline. Apart from that, there are another, you can say, management way. The one way is to provide, you can say, to protect the stomach by lining them. Okay, to protect the stomach. See, this is our stomach. Yeah, a bag-like structure stomach. And if we coat our, you can say, the epithelial lining of the stomach region, okay, by certain, you can say, chemical, then this H. pylori bacteria, remember, H. pylori bacteria, if we talked about their location, okay, if we talked about their location, then we have to look their name. We have to look their name. Their name is called H. pylori or Helicobacter pylori. But you must think why it's called as Helicobacter pylori. Why? Yeah, there's a reason behind giving this name. And the reason is this helic word. Helic word is given just because of their shape. Their shape is helical shape. Okay, or you can say coil shape. Fine, first thing. Second thing is, this bacteria, first time it will seen that this bacteria is present on the pyloric region of stomach. And where is the pyloric region? This last portion of the stomach is called as the pyloric region. And this bacteria, they are present in the pyloric region. Got the points? That's why they got the name Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori. So their location is in the, it is present in the peptic region of the stomach. Peptic region of stomach. Now, the thing which we have to understand here is that if we protect the stomach epithelial lining, or we can say the gastric epithelium, by certain chemicals, then we will, you can say, make less destruction in the gastric cells, okay, in gastric glands. And this is achieved by administrating the patient a compound called as the bismuth. Okay, bismuth. So bismuth is one compound, bismuth is one compound which is administered to the patient, and that will protect, that will, you can say, make a one film over the stomach epithelium, Now, generally what happens, these bacteria, they are present in this stomach region, okay, stomach peptic region. But it start, you can say, penetrating deeper. Okay, and sometimes it's not certain, you can say, a precursor cell which is, you can say, responsible for regulating the normal cells in the gastric gland. And when it's knock the precursor cell, you know, whenever precursor cell is like a stem cells. So when you disturb their genetic machinery, okay, it will result into the abnormal synthesis of, you can say, protein, whose action is that there is a over-proliferation of cells and result into the cancer. So WHO categorized this bacteria as the first carcinogenic bacteria. It is fall in the category of first carcinogenic bacteria. And if we talked about the epidemiology, then one research shows that every third person is suffering from this H. pylori. They are basically harboring, nurturing, or you can say containing this H. pylori bacteria. I don't know, I have or not, maybe you have or not, we don't know, but that's the one research, open research, and that says that every second person in this world is carrying this H. pylori bacterium. Fine, no problem. So let's summarize what we studied. We studied basically about 1 gram-negative gastrointestinal bacteria called as the H. pylori, okay? And this H. pylori, these bacteria are, you can say, mainly causing the discomforts in the gastrointestinal tract by the means of causing the inflammation called as gastric ulceritis, by means of causing the ulcerations called the peptic ulcer, duodenal ulcer, okay? And in advanced condition, they causes the gastric lymphoma or cancer. Fine. Now, another thing about this bacteria is that why they got the name Helicobacter pylori. They got the name of the Helicobacter pylori just because helical word is associated with their shape. This bacterial shape is the helical shape or coiled shape. See, like this. Okay, helical shape. It is a motile bacteria, and their motility is shown when it was discovered. It was discovered by two scientists. Okay, two scientists, and that's an interesting story. Okay, that's an interesting story which we've seen, and it's only present in the humans. Okay, so maybe he find that humans are enemy for him. So it is a human-specific pathogen. Got it? No problem now. We talked about their location. They are present in the peptic region. Okay, they are present in the peptic region, and their management is like bit complicated, or it's, you can say, there's no treatment. Maybe in some patients there's no treatment, but some patients will respond towards administrating some of the antibiotics like amoxicillin, tetracycline. Okay. And those patients who are resistant toward the clarithromycin, you can say antibiotic, for them we have to go with these another, you can say, category of antibiotics like amoxicillin, okay, and tetracycline. Apart from that, if we make one film over the gastric mucosa, we can protect from this bacteria. We can protect our gastric mucosa from this H. pylori bacteria, and that's achieved through the administration of bismuth solution. Fine. And remember, this Helicobacter bacteria will not respond to the HCl just because it will secrete an enzyme called as urease, and this urease enzyme will neutralize the action of hydrochloric acid. Fine. Hydrochloric acid. No problem. Now, after discussing these things about the Helicobacter bacteria, let's go and see the detailed morphology of Helicobacter pylori. Till here, do you have any doubt? Yeah? No? Very good.